صباح الخير يا سنة تانية. النهاردة إن شاء الله آخر لكتشر في الكريكولم بتاعنا وفي السنة بتاعتنا إن شاء الله. عايزة أقول لكم أول حاجة كل سنة وأنتم طيبين، كل سنة وأنتم طيبين بمناسبة رمضان، كل سنة وأنتم طيبين وإن السنة خلصت وعدت هوا. عارفة إن الظروف كانت صعبة جدا الفترة دي، بس أنتوا قدرتوا إن أنتوا تعدوها كويس قوي. Please يعني read quite well lectures اللي discussed whether face to face before the suspension or after the suspension and through online platforms. Read quite well the PowerPoint slides. Actually كان المفروض هيبقى فيه another lecture talk about the media literacy in the educational process, but I think that enough is enough. وان انتوا already خدتوا what's meant by advertising literacy, digital literacy, and now we are completing the issue of the fake news and the news literacy. Also, we took before suspension what's meant by media literacy concept, its process and models. All of these information are very important, especially in proceeding in your final project إن شاء الله that will be submitted أعتقد in June. Lisa, till now we didn't receive any details about the project, about the criteria, about the submission date, about the know-how of making this project and the criteria of evaluation whether you are going to pass or not. But يعني till ما تجيلنا الكرايتيريا دي وتبقى حاجة official and formal, let's resume بقى الكريكولم بتاعنا و let's finish our curriculum today إن شاء الله in this very small, short, limited lecture and video also. هنتكلم عن النيوز literacy و how to spot the fake news. Very easy task, and nowadays concerning the digital platforms with digital websites, but very easy to check whether this news is fake or not, is true or not. Where after completing the explanation of this lecture, I'm going to upload it actually on your Facebook group and also on the YouTube channel of the faculty. ولما يجي لنا الفاينل بقى decision of the final project والofficial criteria ان شاء الله يبقى في فيديو يشرح كل حاجه، وكمان we are going to arrange 2 Zoom meetings مثلا in order to discuss and interact more about the final project and how to conduct it and also how to submit it ان شاء الله. طيب let's begin. Okay, how to spot fake news. ازاي نميز الفيك news? First of all, you have to know that the process of spotting the fake news, it's all the matter of the receiver. It's your own choice. Don't ever forget that from the very beginning, at the first lecture that we discussed the concept of media literacy, we found that the core element of this process is the receiver. The core element of this process is the choice of the receiver. And also, the core player is how you are going to read, how you are going to construct the meaning, how you are going to critically think of the submitted content, and also how you are going to critically evaluate this content. So please try to imagine that all the content we had discussed, it's all depend on your choice. It's all depend on your internal and personal evaluation. It's also depend on your objectivity, which is a very important variable. ليه؟ If you are subjective, you are going to miss the critical point of evaluation. لو أنا متحيزة to specific content or a specific point of view, أكيد I'm not going to evaluate it in an objective way. وهحاول إن أنا avoid إن أنا receive different point of views و different opinions. I'm trying to what? To cope with the opinions and the point of views that I'm agree with. That's it. لكن لو أنا ببتدي reading and receiving in media content in objective way, automatically I'm going to be subjected to different points of view. لا, then I'm going to search by previous intention to different points of views and different sources in order to make sure whether this news or whether this content is true or not, whether this content is credible or not, and whether I'm going to adopt this idea or not. طيب, what are the steps to know how to spot fake news? First of all, you have to consider the source. Not only knowing the source, no, you have to consider the source. Is this content has a source? So many contents, by the way, بتبقى by unknown sources or sources واحنا مش عارفينها. يعني مكتوب السورس والسورس ده يعني a very vague أو very ambiguous أو يعني not well known. So you have to search for the source, and whenever you find one, you have to consider whether this source is accurate one, whether this source is valuable one or not. Then try to read beyond the content. Don't please forget that you are not reading the superficial information. You are not receiving the superficial information. You are receiving the motives, the internal values, the internal intentions, the behind the scene ideas that are submitted through the superficial or submitted through the external content. So please try to read beyond it, and by each step, stop to evaluate. And after each step, stop to critically think. Then check the date. كان في موقف طريف جدا، فيديو الفترة اللي فاتت دي انتشر لبابليك فيجر والناس كلها جو فايرل وشيرد ات، والحقيقه الفيديو ده مس جدا some emotional appeals عندنا دلوقتي كلنا، جايه لنا من الحاله اللي احنا فيها ومن some sort of السوفت دراما اللي احنا بنتعرض لها في رمضان. وباي checking the date فوجئنا ان this video really submitted او published في 2017. ف what are the motives behind resharing this video nowadays? What are the internal intentions behind republishing these videos nowadays? طيب احنا كلنا received the video. Emotionally we interacted by the content of this video, but rationally a minority that really checked the date. وبعد ما هم اللي عملوا checking the date we found out that this date in this video it's not nowadays وإنها from about 3 years ago, they began to reshare that this video is not يعني recently published or recently recorded. If the content is يعني published وshared على a wide range, please try to check whether it is a joke or not. 90% from the media content that go viral on a wide range الحقيقة بتبقى مقلب، الحقيقة بتبقى joke، بتبقى fake content، untrue new. ليه؟ لأنه فكرة إن أنا بجو viral دي في الغالب بتبقى يعني I'm not having my time in order to what? In order to make a deep checking, in order to consider the different sources, in order to know whether this content بتبقى published in other newspapers and other magazines or in other sources or not. فبتبقى go viral على طول، بعدين بنكتشف النهاية إيه؟ It's not true. After considering all these steps, please try to check the author. مين المؤلف؟ مين الكاتب؟ مين المراسل الصحفي؟ مين الصحفي اللي كتب؟ This article written by whom? طب الauthor ده معروف عنه ايه؟ His history, his heritage, his reputation. هل هو معروف ان هو credible ولا هو معروف ان هو بيدينا fake news؟ And that's it. Supporting sources. Please, if the content published with hyperlinks, with videos, with images, please go check these accompanied or these additional sources. Why? لأن أنا ممكن publish specific content وأقول لك the real source موجودة في اللينك في أول comment. بتيجي مثلا انت خلاص بتشوف لا والله ده في لينك، فبتصدق في الكريديبيليتي وبتري شير، لكن الحقيقه you have to check this link whether اصلا السورس ده حقيقي ولا لا. احنا احيانا بن subjected to different media contents، والكونتنتس دي ما بيبقاش فيها اي نوع من انواع الهايبر لينكس، او بتبقى فيديوز ونيجي نتفرج على الفيديو اللي accompanied by التكست بنلاقي الفيديو بيتكلم في حاجه والكونتنت بيتكلم في حاجه، او ان الصوره مثلا لو انت عملت بالصوره دي سيرشنج على جوجل تلاقي ان الصوره دي related with another different incident عن الكونتنت اللي published ده. Check your objectivity. Check your own personal point of views. Are you objective enough? Are you ready enough to receive different points of views? Are you ready enough to receive different opinions or not? If you are biased, if you are subjective, if you are not objective enough, please reconsider the content once more and ask experts. زمان كنا بناسك الاكسبرتس اللي هم مثلا يكون حد كبير في العيله او الحد المثقف عندنا او some sort of media man، او نجيب حد نساله through التوك شوز and so on. لكن دلوقتي في ويب سايتس كتير زي الفاكت تشيكرز and so on، انت بتدخل عليه الكونتنت وتبتدي تعرف whether it's credible or not. So these are some sort of steps depend on the responsibility of the receiver or the responsibility of the audience in order to know whether this piece of information is true or not. Here بقى from slide 23 till slide 28 I'm here going to explain more written text about the steps in order to know the fake news or not. Like مثلا knowing the publisher's credibility. If the publishing is or if the publisher is publishing academic citation, especially if this publisher is publishing a scientific media content. دلوقتي بنقرا كتير جدا news about discovering the vaccine, discovering العلاج, discovering how to التريتمنت المختلفه للكورونا فيروس. طيب او some sort of content بتقول لنا ان الكورونا فيروس will go and be ended inside Egypt by 20 May 2020. طيب this type of content بت attract more attention of people especially in the crisis time. انت بقى as a media literate المفروض تبتدي تشوف is there any academic citation especially to this scientific content or not. طب الدومين نيم، الدومين ده very important لان احنا معظم الكونتنت دلوقتي ديجيتالي، وده اللي يخليك تقدر تربط between this lecture and the previous one which is about the digital literacy. Please check the domain. هو الدومين ده certified or not؟ الدومين ده verified or not؟ الصفحه دي الofficial page ولا لا؟ in order to know whether the source is credible or not. What is the publication's point of view؟ لو ان الكونتنت ده موجود على ويب سايت، الويب سايت ده لازم اقرا about us in order to know what the internal motive, in order to know what the behind of the scene and who is the author, and we discussed it before. Again, pay attention to the quality and the time. If the content have any spelling mistakes, if the contents have any grammatical mistakes, by the way كل ما الجراماتيكال والسبيلنج ميستيكس بتزيد كل ده ما بيقول it's not a professional content و not published by a professional source. تمام؟ That's it. And also the time. طب الستوري دي موجودة in another sources؟ يعني الستوري دي أو الكونتنت ده republished in another sources ولا published only exclusive in this source؟ And please try to differentiate between two main points. في فرق بين إن أنا as a website أكون exclusive publishing this content فأنا the first website that published this content. ده exclusiveness here. لكن ده لا يمنع إن another sources بتاخد this content وبتري-publish it. بس أنا بحتفظ بحقي إن أنا first one exclusive. وفي فرق بين ان البوينت او البيس اوف انفورميشن دي not found in any sources except me. here لازم يجي لك الايه الشك لا it's maybe not credible. اشمعنى موجوده in this website which is actually يعني vague domain ومش موجوده in another website او in another sources. الاكسكلوسيف ما بتبقاش كده. الاكسكلوسيف بنسميها السبق. انا اول حد قلت this piece of information لكن انا مش محتكر المعلومه. اوكي. also trying to check the sources and the citation, whether this piece of information include quotes. طب include quotes لمين؟ from whom؟ والquotes دي بتقول ايه؟ وهل هي certified or not؟ وهل هي cited or not؟ and so on. And is the information available in another site? And finally, ask the pros or ask the experts. وهنا some sort of example that you can go through in order to check whether the media content published is true or not. That is for today. Very limited and short final video. Please read quite well. Please stress on the 3 main issues that we took after the suspension: digital literacy, advertising literacy, news literacy. Very important to read. Very important to construct what? Construct a point of view. Very, very important to what? To construct a different opinion. Take care. The final project مش هيبقى mentioning و stating و completing. The final project, it's a matter of critical thinking. It's a matter of associating different elements. It's a matter of submitting your opinion based on scientific references, but your paraphrase, the specific issue that you are going to choose depend on the way you are going to think. وإلا ما نبقاش اتعلمنا حاجة في الميديا ليترسي. مش هاجي أبدا أقول لك سمع. لا، I'm going to إن أنا ask you أنت بتفكر في ده إزاي؟ أنت ربطت الاليمنتس دي إزاي؟ فنسيب ده لوقته. Please again read 3 reads للcontent للpowerpoints. Please deep listen للفيديوز. try to interact وإن شاء الله الموضوع هيبقى سهل. لغاية ما أشوفكم تاني في الفيديو concerned with the final project. كل سنة وانتم طيبين، وإن شاء الله بإذن الله سنة سعيدة عليكم كلكم بالنجاح والتوفيق. شكرا يا سنة.